Hold on tight. President Trump's latest executive orders are shaking things up big time. These new directives are set to bring about significant changes that could impact various facets of the federal government and international relations. President Trump has just signed a sweeping executive order aimed at drastically reducing the size of the federal workforce. This bold move is part of his ongoing effort to streamline government operations and cut down on what he perceives as unnecessary federal spending. The order enforces a strict 1-to-4 hiring freeze, meaning for every 4 employees that leave, only 1 can be hired. This policy is expected to lead to significant reductions in the number of federal employees over time, potentially reshaping the landscape of federal employment. This move is intended to streamline government operations and cut federal spending. By reducing the number of federal employees, the administration hopes to create a more efficient and cost-effective government. However, the implications of such a drastic reduction are still being debated. Critics, however, worry this could negatively impact essential services and employee morale. Many argue that the hiring freeze could lead to understaffed departments, longer wait times for public services, and increased pressure on remaining employees. To oversee these changes, Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, has been granted significant authority to determine which positions are essential. This new department is tasked with identifying areas where cuts can be made without compromising critical functions. Musk's involvement has raised eyebrows, with concerns about his influence and potential conflicts of interest. Some critics question whether a businessman with Musk's background is the right person to oversee such a significant restructuring of the federal workforce. This executive order is part of Trump's broader effort to shrink the federal government, including attempts to close down agencies like USAID and the Department of Education. These proposed closures have sparked intense debate, with supporters arguing for reduced government spending and opponents warning of the potential loss of vital services. However, these efforts face legal challenges and are currently tied up in court. Various advocacy groups and unions have filed lawsuits arguing that the executive order oversteps the president's authority and could lead to significant disruptions in government services. Meanwhile, in international news, Senators Vance and Rubio are set to meet with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy. This high-stakes meeting is part of ongoing diplomatic efforts to address the escalating tensions between Ukraine and Russia. This meeting comes at a critical time as tensions between Ukraine and Russia continue to escalate. The situation on the Ukraine-Russia border remains volatile, with both sides engaging in military posturing and diplomatic maneuvering. The outcome of this meeting could have significant implications for U.S. foreign policy and international relations. A successful diplomatic effort could help de-escalate the situation and pave the way for a peaceful resolution, while failure could lead to further instability in the region. Stay tuned for updates on these developing stories. As the situation evolves, we will continue to provide comprehensive coverage and analysis of the impacts of President Trump's executive orders and the ongoing diplomatic efforts in Ukraine.